Good morning, ma'am. You tasked me with coming up with some ideas for the pre-deployment training before we deploy to EFP Latvia in 2 months' time. I have come up with two possible training packages which I'd like to present to you. So both of these approaches have advantages and disadvantages. And to begin with, let's start with the first approach, which is the English refresher training. And obviously, the advantage of this approach is that in Latvia, our soldiers will be working in a multinational environment and they will be using English on a daily basis. So, this training would provide the soldiers with some skills that actually will be very useful, they will be crucial in Latvia. So, this is the first advantage. And the second advantage is that well, many of our soldiers haven't received a language training in a couple of years, actually. It's been a long time since they were trained in speaking English and in communicating in English. So, this kind of training would provide them with some skills that, well, they not only could they be employed in Latvia, but our soldiers could also use this language skills here at home during work, for example, as they fulfill their daily chores. So this is the first option. The drawback of this approach is that currently we do not have an English teacher on our camp. So the language refresher training would require our unit to hire an English instructor, and that would, of course, um, be connected to some additional costs. So we'd have to pay the English teacher to train our soldiers. Yet I believe this is worth considering. Now, moving on to the second approach, we could potentially provide our soldiers with a combat first aid training. And I think this could be actually very beneficial because such training provides provides soldiers with some skills that actually might save someone's life. And the knowledge of the first aid may be useful when they're on duty in Latvia, but also here in our camp and even at home, because you never know when an accident happens. And yeah, I believe these are like the first aid is something very important and very useful. Yet we are not sure if the soldiers are going to use this knowledge when they deploy, because, well, we do not know what happens there in Latvia and whether there will be any accidents or not. Like, you just can't tell. Yet we are sure that soldiers will use English as they're gonna be working in a international environment. So the language skills will be crucial for them to function properly in Latvia. Therefore, I believe the first option, language refresher training, is the best one. And therefore, I do recommend this approach.